Okay, so today we're going to do a review of Sacred Center, New York. When we first come to the site has some beautiful imagery that really gives us a feeling of openness and expansiveness. My only comment is that the imagery kind of dominates the logo. It's very important when you come to a site to absolutely know, without a doubt, where you are. Even though this is nice, I would like to see the logo within this space over here. We have a great picture of Reverend Jane, who we love and adore. But I have some mixed feelings about this picture. It's a little sexual, this exposure, physical exposure of this sexy shoulder here. It just feels a little inappropriate for a spiritual director, although she is adorable. So one of the things I'm going to talk about on this site is a feeling of cohesiveness and a feeling of consistency. So right away we have some color consistency problems. One of the most important things to know about color is that color is used to guide the user, to guide the viewer, and to tell them what things are, whether something is a headline, whether it's a link, or whether it's a caption. And so we don't have any style guide applied to this. A style guide would give you a specific font, color, and size for something that's a headline, something that's a subhead, something that's a caption. So, and we also don't have obvious link colors. I'm very traditional. I like to use blue text as a link, and this is what people often expect. So I would expect this to be a link, but it's not a link. There's things that cause something called cognitive dissonance, which is when your mind is not reading the site, it's thinking about the things on the site. So right now I'm thinking, why didn't they put a period here? It's grammatically incorrect. So people who are grammar buffs, my wife and I are both grammar buffs, we have many argues about the correct use of grammar. So that's kind of a little cognitive dissonance there. Severe cognitive dissonance is caused by the use of these three colors here. I'm on a laptop, on a Mac. This is very hard to read, this yellow. Then we have red. Also, we don't have consistent grammar here. February's theme should be capitalized here because it's not a complete sentence. So it should have initial caps. Gaddy's photo stream, I don't know who Gaddy is, so this is more for me to think about, this distracting from this. And notice that I haven't even begun to read the site. I'm just like looking around, and most people don't read. They kind of look around for something to click on, and they tend to just click on things just for fun. If I came here looking for something specific, I would be looking probably for Sunday service. Now, this is black type, which is not intuitive for the links, but the positioning is intuitive. So we know that our links are over here. That's pretty clear. Our rollover is good. These are good colors to use for the links. It's perfect. It's blue with the underscore. And then we also have some child pages here that fly out. And those are working really well, which is unusual on a Mac. Very often they don't work. So we've got a lot of imagery here, and the imagery is a little overwhelming. This content, I don't know. I'm already a little overwhelmed to even read this. Also, as a grammar buff, I expect things to be flush left. That's the easiest way to read things. So the text here really should be flush left, and then the quotation flush right, and this would normally be italics. So we might want to pick up our Strunk and White's style guide and just check on the correctness over there. And now we have some secondary navigation over here, which is really nice. I think when this was originally designed, these images were larger and they were a little easier to see. They're a little small on mine. This is a little tiny for me to see what's actually happening here. But now this is another issue of cognitive dissonance. This is a drawing. These are photographs. Everything else is a photograph. But this is a drawing, and it's jarring. It's mentally jarring. So you can see already how much mental energy I'm spending on just looking at some of the things on here instead of really just getting into it. Now, the other thing is that the design of this is very hodgepodgey. Things are not flush left, flush right. We got primary navigation here, secondary navigation over here. And when I scroll down, this is really, really important. But this shouldn't be on the main body of the page. We have two sidebars here, really, technically. We have left navigational sidebar and a right navigational sidebar. And so your center area, this area here, is really for your content. It should be things that people are going to read. Pictures are great, but this is just too much here. And then to add all this stuff down here, this is stuff that you expect to have in your navigation. It wouldn't be bad to have dual navigation, links across the top, which is very intuitive for people, and then more detailed links down the side that have the subpages. But sign up and learn, join our email list. Each word that's on here that you can remove should be removed. The best way to edit a page is mercilessly. Really just every single word that can be removed should be removed, because people, the attention span on a person coming to a website is probably under a minute. It's been clocked at under a minute. And so if you don't get a person's attention and give them what they want right away, they're going to be a little frustrated. So we don't want them to read words that are unnecessary. A calendar of events is very clear. Great things to do and great people to do them with. This is incorrect grammatically. An ampersand is only used in titles. It's not used in body copy. The childish drawing of this is completely inconsistent with the sophisticated style of the photographs, as is this drawing. And copyright ANGCT, I'm not even sure what that means, so I'm like, what does this mean? This is a nice constant contact with your safe subscribe, which is really good, but sign up and learn what? I don't know, sign up and learn what? About Sacred Center is down here. So this is sign up and learn, join our email list, email join, privacy by safe subscribe, about Sacred Center. So this is, I would never have jumped from sign up and learn up here down to about Sacred Center down here. So this, if you're going to put that, it needs to go right here underneath it. But usually when you join an email list, it's just, you're going to get information, and we know that. I'm not going to learn anything about Sacred Center by the mail list. I'm going to get news. You know, I may learn something, but it's not really consistent with what people usually do. This is a great picture. This gives you a feeling of the service, the joy, the excitement. This should be a header. It should be big, should be prominent. And then upcoming class, Fortes Basic with Rodney McKenzie, learn more. This is great. But this is really upcoming classes needs to be a category. I love Rodney. I think he's adorable, but there's something a little funny about this picture. I don't know, Rodney's shoulder here. I'm a visual person, so I don't know, it looks a little funny. I would like to see, his face is very small. All the things that are on this page originally were much larger in the original design and gave you a really nice feeling of openness and expansiveness. And when people look at a website, if you come up to the top and you look at this picture of Reverend Jane, it is so engaging and inviting. I just want to kiss this page. I want to give her a big kiss and a big hug. She's looking right at me. She's engaging with me. And the contrary, this is very open and beautiful, but he's looking away and he's not engaging me. So I like pictures where I feel engaged, like this one of Rodney. I feel engaged, even though there's something about this picture that's a little tense. I do like that he's looking right at me. And about us, these boxes usually indicate to a person a button. So some of them work as a button and some of them don't. So about us works as a button, so I'm going to click on that. Our about us is good. This is almost impossible for me to read, this color of text. I don't know, I'm kind of old-fashioned. I like to use Large fonts. This is a little small on my Macintosh. It's a little hard to read. I like big type, clear type. I like headlines that are a color that's very easy to read. And then we have more boxes. And really, these boxes are for links. Boxes are for links. We have all these boxes. It's confusing. What do I click on? Really, it's just too much. And there's no engaging picture on this page. We do have a kind of thing about us, history and FAQ. Again, I would want to see the Sacred Center logo in here. I don't mind having a different header on this page. That's okay. It's another beautiful image. But then again, we've got beautiful picture and kind of funky drawing. You've got questions, we've got answers. Actually, this is a copyright infringement. This is the tagline from Radio Shack. And I've gotten cease and desists from lawyers over the craziest things for my t-shirts. You would not believe it. I did a t-shirt called Made in Brooklyn. I got lawyers up the wazoo. I won the case, luckily, through the company that makes my shirts. But this is we don't want to steal Radio Shack's tagline here. It is a registered trademark and against the law. So spiritually, that's bad for our karma. But this drawing is a wacky thing. Questions and answers. These are not questions that people would ask. Where is the service? They just aren't. You might want to provide an opportunity for people to actually ask questions here, which would be really good. Our teachers are is not a question. What is taught at Sacred Center? Those are good questions. Are children welcome? I'm just going to click on this and see what happens, whether this opens my Gmail. No, this does not. This opens my iMail, which I don't use. I use Gmail, so that's always annoying. This needs to be set up a little bit differently. But this is another cognitive dissonance, use of poor colors. We're using blue as a link with an underscore, and then we're using blue as the question. So I would want to click on this because it's an intuitive color of a link. So the use of color here again is confusing. And now we've gone from gold headlines to blue headlines. Again, confusing and inconsistent. So all of these things give us an underlying feeling of kind of inconsistency. And I'm just going to kind of flip through the links to make sure that they're all working. So Sunday service, this is where that beautiful picture of everybody at the Sunday service, that would be a great header up here. Sunday service, the picture of people at the Sunday service. We have a really unique feeling at Sacred Center, and it would be nice to convey that. It would be great to have some video on here. The service is dynamic, it's exciting, it's great music, and it would be terrific to have a video right on the home page of that. And now look at this page, the inconsistent use of color. We have blue here, red here. We have a map, which is terrific. That's a good thing. So we could use better use of pictures. About us. I'm going to click on that. Let's see what we have. Again, we've been on this page. This really needs to have something that's written with real soul and real flavor, and these are good search engine keywords here, so that's a good thing. Programs and events, classes. Programs and events are something that I'm going to come and look for. This is a really important page, classes and events, and really all we had was Rodney's class on there. We have amazing classes and events. We have EFT, you know, that's very rare for a church to have that. Many people are looking for EFT classes. It's very, very popular right now. Our classes should really be on the website. That's a really important thing. Again, here, a different color. We're not using gold. We're using blue. Here we're using blue for a subhead. We're also using the same size subhead and heading here, which is stylistically incorrect. And these links are a great color. That's very good. But when I come to this page, I don't want to know that you have classes. I want to know what classes that you have. That's what I'm looking for. One of the biggest mistakes that nonprofits make, and I would assume it's similar in churches, the biggest mistake I find in reviewing nonprofit websites is they don't make it clear right up front the most important information, which is who do you serve and how do you serve them. So crucial information for a teaching institution. Sacred Center is a teaching church, and we don't have our classes on the website. So that's kind of a, kind of a major issue. So ministries, this is really great. Page of ministries. Again, inconsistent use of type and color. Doing these things different colors. This does not create a feeling of consistency. All these boxes, heading in a box, this is a great picture. It's tiny. I would really want to see it big. The gospel choir, this picture needs to be big. Look, I can't even see these poor little kids. I think, oh my God, is that my grandson? I think that's my grandson right there. Is that him? I'm not sure. He's so tiny, I can't even tell if that's my grandson. It might be, but we've got a contact here. That's really great. But this is really important. Ministries, again, use the blue here, which is a link color. And look, we've changed to caps. We're using upper and lowercase caps. The same size here is the heading, subhead. This is all creating a feeling of cognitive dissonance. This is, we do not need the location. It's really a good idea not to embed locations into the content of pages, because if you change the location, then you have to remember to go through the whole site and find everywhere you use the location. So you want to think about that. Angel Fund. Oh, this is so great. Shauna and I made this Angel Fund. I wish my artwork was still on, but it's not. Anyway, just a little resentment. I'm going to let go of that one. These are lots of different ways to give. I don't know if anybody does this. I'd be curious to know if anybody's ever actually really done this. Here again we have inconsistent use of color in the headlines. Prayer. We'd love to pray with you. Sunday personal prayer. I would like, if it says we'd love to pray with you, I'd love for you to show me a way to pray with me right away. Give me a phone number to call, a way to reach you right away. We have inconsistent typesetting here. Let me see if I can do that. Right here is justified type. Here's flush left type. I'm being really critical, but I don't know. I'm a professional and I'm a methodical person, and I tend to go through every single page just looking for issues. Here we go. This is a call to action. Every page really should have some kind of call to action telling people what you want them to do. But click here is not a call to action. Join our newsletter. Sign up for our newsletter. This could be the link right here. You don't even need this whole thing. Sign up. Make Sacred Center your spiritual home. Sign up for our newsletter. When somebody clicks, the words here need to be what is going to happen when they click, what they're going to get, where they're going to go. And contact us. This is a really important page. So many people eliminate this, but one of the most annoying things you can do to a person is to ask them to fill in all this stuff. It's very overwhelming. You're going to be lucky if you get first name, last name, and email. It's really way too much information, and drop-off rates on a contact page that requires a person to use a form are enormous. They're like 90%. 90% of the people who get to a contact page that has this many holes in it, places to fill it out, they get overwhelmed and they're like, forget it. Now, there's no star next to these. It doesn't tell me that I have to fill them out, but I don't know that. a web designer, and I know that a star indicates that you have to fill it out. But if I was the average Joe, I might think that I had to fill this out, and I'm like, forget it. Now here we have our join our email list. This join our email list, this could look a little bit nicer, and it's the intuitive place to find join our email list is right here on the upper right hand side. This is where most websites have it, located on the upper right side. So the things I would like to see in this site are a style sheet established for use of color and fonts that's intuitive and consistent. I would like to see consistent use of photography and imagery. I would like to see bigger images that are more motivational and more engaging. I'm just going to check the calendar of events. What's happening at Sacred Center? Oh, this is great. This is terrific. Calendar of events. Now see, this is really important, and look where I am. I am way at the end of looking at this website, and I just got to the calendar of events, and that's really, this is really important. Look at all these events. This is terrific. Now, one of the things that this should have, which I'm not seeing, is a rollover. Usually a calendar has a rollover that when you just roll over it gives you a description of the event. In WordPress you can use that as a plugin. The calendar can be located right in your sidebar up on the upper right hand corner in your navigation, or your calendar could be located here, and when you go to the calendar people can just roll over and they can find out what it is. So let's click on one of these and see what happens. So we do have a drop down that tells us what it's about. It would be nice if we have registration, could register right away. Copy to my calendar, this is terrific. More details. Let's see where this takes me. So this is taking me to I guess my Google Calendar. Begins Monday, great. So it would be great if you could add a link to registration here. One of the reasons that you want to put registration links on a site or calls to action is because those are measurable and you can find out if people are actually doing them. It's very easy to set that up. But so it might be better if there was a rollover instead of a click, because I'm a little nervous about clicking on things because they might take me to another page. So a lot of times people are a little hesitant about clicking. I don't know if there's anything you could do about that, but here we have another color. Green now we're introducing. We've had gold and red. Now we're introducing green in the calendar. That may not be something you could do anything about, but I believe that you can in Gmail. But this is terrific having the calendar here, and that you've got the Gmail calendar. So it makes it really easy. I use Gmail. It makes easy for people to add it to their thing. Our bylaws. That's interesting. Click here to view the bylaws. That's great. I think it's important. And also financials. I believe it's legal for people to have nonprofits to expose their financials on their website now. So it's great that those things are there. But again, we have blue here. We expect this to be a link and it's not. We expect this to be a link and it's not. And the word click. So really you don't need click to view. You could just have this as the link and you would save all those words. And I would make this the link. Download Adobe. So these are little nitpicky things, but overall these contribute to a feeling of comfort, safety, and consistency. The last thing I'm going to say about this, the upper left-hand corner logo should always be a link to the home page. This is absolutely crucial. Even though you have home here, it's very intuitive for this to be a link back there. So it's important that that becomes a link. Usually the whole header is a link to the home page. But there was one more thing I was going to say. Oh, one of the things about this is this website feels light, airy, beautiful, joyful, exciting, except that's not what the church looks like. The church is kind of, you know, dark and brooding, and I think it would be important to have a video, maybe of the gospel choir and of the service right here on the home page, so that when people get to the church and they walk in the door, they're like, oh, I'm in the right place. So this could be a little bit of cause of actual cognitive dissonance when people get to the site. So I also, did I see our philosophy? Here we go. Our beliefs. I wouldn't say our philosophy, it's our beliefs. Most people in churches are curious what your belief system is, so I would use the word beliefs. So, time to end.